The Neo Geo CD is one of the many ways to play Neo Geo. However, is this a fun way to play, where the Neo Geo CD is great, however, it also has the problem that it is not arcade perfect. It comes close, but it's not perfect. So when it comes to the Neo Geo CD, we have an amazing overall experience when it comes to the controller, but more about that later on. So normally we're used to getting cartridges and they are crazy expensive. However, the disc-based games are getting more expensive too. And is it really worth buying and playing these games? Because the loading speed is absolutely horrible. Beside that, take consideration that these discs, depending on the quality they were using, how long will they survive? Because reaching into, let's say, in threshold, that these discs can get corrupted. But that is something for another video. And how good is the overall quality and how long can we still have fun with these games? Having a disc-based system is absolutely awesome, but the loading speeds of these games are horrendous. But is this one of those, let's say, fun ways to play? No, I don't use the Neo Geo that much. That's the reason why we're going to be using an SD card and using and playing the games like that. It is going to be a better way to enjoy the Neo Geo CD nowadays. I do own a small collection of the Neo Geo system, the CD version. However, now I picked up another one, and with a good reason, because inside this machine we're not having a disc-based system anymore, but because it comes with a built-in SD card. And this can be a very cool way to play and having way better loading speeds. But is it still very slow, or is it so much better that I can actually enjoy myself playing the CD version of the Neo Geo now? So yep, we're converting our, let's say, disc-based games to an image that we can read through the SD card. We're going to be needing a computer for that. However, there are tutorials out there how you're going to be making ISO files of them, so we can use them on an SD card or even an emulator. But I managed to get myself a very nice complete kit with the Neo Geo controller, the Pro version, and also coming with some cabling. However, there is no RGB cable, we're having the old school AV out, so the signal is not going to be the best one out there. But what is cool that it came with the right power supply. You can pick them up from AliExpress for not a lot of money, but what is so special about it, for the people who don't know, this thing has two voltages. It has 5 volt and 10 volt, so this is not your typical power supply that you can pick up, and also comes with a special connector. So I'm very glad that they already implemented it in the kit. I do own another one for the other system, but for now let's plug everything in and let's see how much fun it actually is and chit chat about the controllers. Well, let's do a quick unboxing of the Neo Geo Pro controller. You can find them complete in box sometimes, and I can tell you, are they really worth it? I think it is. You need to have an original control to have the full Neo Geo overall experience, and this controller is maybe not my favorite one. It is a very comfortable one, and the reason why, because the buttons are slightly different compared with the first edition, but it doesn't spoil the fun because the joystick on this thing is absolutely responsive and great to play with. We also have the Neo Geo controller. What you need to look out for when you're buying this, they're asking a lot of money, but if you're paying a lot of money, that you're having one that works like it should be. Mine had a little bit of a wear on the right micro switch. Maybe I can fix it and maybe grease it a little bit, but unfortunate, I'm thinking that I need to replace it, and it's going to be absolutely a nightmare. So getting one of these is absolutely an adventure and sometimes a big problem. Well, let's chit chat about the back over here. We're having the input for the power supply, we're having the AV out cable that we can combine with a nice quality RGB cable as video out, and in this part of the video I'm just going to be using the AV out cable that came with it. So one of the things I love about the CD version, that we do have so many different options when it comes to connecting it to a television. But let's boot up the console itself together with you. And you can just see over here that it automatically shows Neo Geo logo like normal, and then will automatically boot up into the NeoCD SD Loader. So the menu is straightforward, and that is one of the things I really love about it. So having alphabetic order makes it super easy to actually search through the games, that you can add to your SD card. They don't take up a lot of space. However, if you're going to be filling up the SD card, yeah, maybe in 64 gig or 128 gigabyte is something you should consider. So over here and having the load game options and the CD menu. So pressing the C is for the options, and in here having more settings. Settings, we're having save menu, the store saves, load saves, update the firmware, and about. So let's go to the settings. We're having this set to the country of the region. So we can even have the dip and 1 and 2 have been messed around with, and we can enable and disable developer mode. We're having the LED that can be turned on. So there was a lot of cool stuff that we can actually do over here. Save menu, having the backup memory format, display data name, delete all the data. And so in here we have a lot of cool stuff that we can actually manage with or like mess around with. From that part of the menu, it will reboot into the normal menu again, or at least reboot the system, but that's not a problem. But if you want to boot up our game, so let's change one of my games I have and edit as the Viewpoint. We're selecting the game and it will load up, and the loading times are still here but are significant faster. I can tell you that you can already see with the monkey with throwing the balls how fast it is. So the loading times are not instant that we have seen with different devices. However, it's kind of cool, and yeah, this is so much more enjoyable. But let's get into one of my favorite games to play. So one of the games I love to play is Viewpoint, and the simple reason because this thing looks almost, or at least like authentic enough of the original version that I've played on the AES and MVS. So we have different stages that we can use, or different stages, at least like difficulty stages. But let's get into the normal game. And so far all the soundtracks are here like it should be with the normal CD functionality. And of course, when you mentioned before, that it's going to be so much better with the loading times. And where I personally hated the new Geo CD for the, I think it's a 1-speed drive. There are different versions of the new Geo CD. I think there was a one that has like a faster drive. However, that thing was so freaking expensive that makes no sense buying it anymore. So where I think it's absolutely a great, pleasant way to play. You do pay a little bit more money for the CD version, but it is so much easier to actually just use this device. Pressing the select start will give me the option for the cheating mode. Quit game, we'll go back to the game list, and from this point on we can choose a different game. How convenient is this? So Metal Slug, let's boot it up. Let's see how the loading times are with this particular game. It's kind of cool that it has like a different logo. The monkey have like the style of the Metal Slug, and the loading times, yeah. I just wanted to showcase over here how fast it is. And there we go. Arcade mission, how to play. Let's go to the arcade mission. Okay, let's see the loading times now. And there we go. So this is absolutely amazing experience this way. I can still remember having the SD functionalities with the PlayStation. It's almost instant sometimes, depending of course what kind of game. The loading times were way faster on the original PlayStation 1, but this, now I can finally enjoy myself some Neo Geo. I still think some of the games don't look that great compared with the arcade. Also this Neo Geo game seems to be working fine. Great soundtracks. But so far so good, and the combination with the arcade of the Pro Stick, yeah, this is just so much fun. Where the Neo Geo is just one of those many cool ways to play. I love to use the authentic arcade hardware or the Neo Geo CD hardware. So this is such a, let's say, more convenient way to just get into the game very quickly and just enjoy. Because one of the things that holds me back when playing actually on my device is the freaking loading times. Oh, you can just see that the overall quality is not the same like the arcade one. We're still using AV, so it's not also the best visual out, but I can tell you that I'm quite surprised how good it looks. And I know people don't like it sometimes to play this on an LCD, but it was just like a super convenient thing to do when it comes to making this video. Ooh, that's a nasty one. I think I need to do it like that. Oh, I can't keep playing this. This is so much fun. So this way, the Neo Geo is absolutely so much more fun to play. And I'm very glad to have this in the collection. I came across this, it was by accident. I was not really looking for it. Thanks to the algorithm and our local marketplace, we can find the most cool stuff with a pretty good deal. However, with Neo Geo, take consideration that you always need to pay premium price, particularly when you're getting into the CD loader. But let's open up the thing. Or, at least, the game console. One of the things I was really glad is that they implemented a 3D printed part, because this looks so much better. The first generation of Sega Dreamcast mods, we didn't have this. But let's remove the case, but be very gentle due of the ribbon cable in the inside. Oh yeah. First thing first, let's double check all the capacitors, and there are a lot of them in here. I don't think the previous owner did a recap, but this seems to be looking all fine. So that's one of the things you always need to check if you're going to be buying old parts like this. So this is the back part over here. This is, I'm guessing, a kit you can actually buy from the internet, connected by a ribbon cable. And then your other side that we can remove it over here. This additional ribbon cable goes to an SD card slot, having a PCB that has been connected over here. And I'm just not going to be doing any further teardown because I need to completely strip it when it comes to the front ports over here. Also having a good capacitor. But what you can actually do is that like tear downing and basically looking in inside. But so far, this is the thing we're getting in the inside. The conclusion is I'm very glad that I went for the new Geo CD with an SD upgrade, with a simple reason, because it's so much more fun. I must say that this controller is great. However, I do love playing with the CD controller sometimes, and this plug and play situation with an SD card is absolutely amazing. But this is still, let's say 100% authentic to the old school days when you're going to be putting in a disc. Personally, I don't really mind. Let me know in the comments what you think, and it would be great to see you in the next video.